Thanks for joining us on the premiere of Native Report's 18th season. I'm Rita Karppinen. On this Native Report, we get a unique perspective from modern-day alligator wrestlers. And over in northwestern Montana, we hear from the Chief Mountain Hotshots on what it's like to fight wildfires. We also learn what we can do to lead healthier lives and hear from our elders.
Production for Native Report is made possible by grants from the Blandin Foundation, Anishinaabe Fund, and Alexandra Smith Fund, in support of Native American treaty rights, administered through the Duluth Superior Area Community Foundation. The generous support from viewers like Jack and Sharon Kemp, DSGW Architects, personalizing architecture, online at dsgw.com. And viewers like you.
It's the start of the 18th season of Native Report. In this episode, we're exploring how traditions are passed down through the generations from firefighting out west to wrestling gators in the south. We'll start with heading down to Florida to get a glimpse into the lives of modern-day alligator wrestlers.
Antaat halal mertan, agan supoleng halal mertan, suk moral suk halal mertan, en mulen suk halal tahama ma etaslasuma. Ham haya kiwa ayam ngalap konte, misil maskon, sil maskot. Fus nang nosen kata mangat toing mangat, masalah apotek. Yuli talagi penyulit pa malat tahu ma, so kuna waktu sekali oksigen boleh malat tahu ma, mat mana posto tiaya la posto bengatik malat sekitum.
Hello, my name is Jessie Catone. I'm a alligator wrestler. I used to work for the Miccosukee tribe. I now am a wildlife rehabilitator manager as well as a veterinary technician. I got into alligator wrestling. It's actually a very odd story. When I was about 24, 23 years old, I moved to Orlando to work at a facility working with alligators, and at that facility I always wanted to demonstrate and do hands-on more activities with alligators, but they said that women were not capable and weren't strong enough to work with alligators. Literally on the spot, up and left, quit. I turned in my keys and I made it my ultimate goal to wrestle alligators. If anything were to happen, let's say for the example, it clamps down in my hands or anything, you're just gonna, jump immediately right behind me, hold on to the back legs, hold on to the front legs, and make sure the alligator doesn't death roll or anything of that sort. If I'm doing a head trick and, clamps down in my head, that's where I expect you guys to be even quicker than the usual, because if the alligator starts death rolling or wanting to death roll, I will die, most definitely. So in his mouth, he has about 80 teeth, 40 on top, 40 on the bottom. You see, you touch those sensors and it will trigger them to open their mouth so they can easily shut as well. haven't done this trick in 2 years. We call this a sudden death because if he bites down, it's immediately a sudden death situation. And there you go.
Crazy, crazy, crazy. Just seeing my daughter putting her head in the alligator's mouth. But she did good. I was super nervous. And my kid could get killed right there. So Jessie is like that type of girl, a type of woman, tough skin.
I'm Kenny Cypers. I'm the treasurer for the Miccosukee tribe. This place means to me, just brings back a lot of memories, you know, wrestling the alligators and working here.
His opponent is a 10-foot bull alligator that hasn't been fed for 3 weeks.
I wrestled alligators for about 10 years, maybe. Now, the most vivid memory is when I got bit on the head by an alligator.
It's time for the most daring and dangerous part of the act.
And the jaws are open! And the head is in!
Spectators can only watch in horror as the drama unfolds.
I was doing a show that day, and I got careless and didn't wipe the sweat from my forehead. And when the sweat dropped on his tongue, the alligator bit and got my head.
It's only when the alligator tries to get a better grip that Kenny is able to pull free.
I had a fractured jaw. One thing, too, is that the alligator's mouths are dirty. And so I had a lot of punctures in my head, and so they had to go in and clean everything out real good so that you don't get infection. I came back the next day and still wrestled.
The next day.
The show had to go on.
All right, jumping directly onto the alligator's back, covering the eyes. This helps to calm the alligator down very quickly.
My name is Pharaoh Gales. I was born and raised in Buffalo, New York, and I am a wildlife educator here in Florida. I've been wrestling for about 10 years on and off since I've lived here in Florida. But I actually jumped on my first crocodilian when I was 9 years old. All right, so today we're here to visit an old friend. His name is Performer. Right now he's probably about 35, maybe 40 years old. Probably 8 to 9 feet long and about 300 to 400 pounds. So let's go check him out. You never know what's gonna happen when you do a gator demonstration or any wildlife demonstration. It's a little bit of a gamble. So, yeah. Large jaw muscles. The alligator's eyes, they go in and out of deep sockets in the skull. That's used to help protect the alligator. If you look on the side, right behind the eyes, these little flaps right here, those are actually the alligator's ears. They can hear just as well as you and I can. All right.
Got to get him propped up just right. Oh my goodness. He's going blindfold head trick, guys. Blindfolded head trick. Spotters. He's going blind, I repeat, blindfolded head trick. Hey!
These animals are genuinely scared and timid and just want to be left alone, and they just want to get out of your way, and they're not interested in attacking you. They'll let you know, hey, you're making me nervous, and then at the last resort, they'll move out of your way. My ultimate goal with everything I do, with everything that I've ever done with wildlife, is to make this world a better place. And by doing that, all right, any longer it would be rated R. As I do demonstrations, I'm changing people's views, perspectives, opinions, and with that, I can change the world in my own way.
Jessie and Pharaoh's spark of enthusiasm for spreading awareness and knowledge couldn't be done in a more unique way.
Why are vaccines so important? There are many diseases that can infect us, and many of them have been deadly throughout history. Vaccines have been created to prevent disease, and prevention is always better and easier than treating. Many diseases don't have good treatments. Once you receive a vaccine, your body will make antibodies against that disease. These antibodies will circulate in your immune system and will be ready to fight at the first sign of disease. The protection some vaccines give can fade over time, and you may need boosters to have maximum protection. Smallpox has killed millions of people worldwide, and through vaccination has been eradicated. Polio used to be a devastating disease for children and is now almost unheard of in developed countries. Vaccines are safe and effective and have a proven track record. Vaccines not only protect the person getting the vaccine, they protect the people around them. Many diseases are spread by touching or in the air. Vaccines greatly reduce the risk of diseases spreading. Some vaccine-preventable illnesses can have serious complications or lead to later illnesses. Influenza can lead to pneumonia or flu-related heart attacks and strokes. Hepatitis B can increase your chances of cirrhosis and liver cancer. Human papillomavirus is a leading cause of cervical cancer, and vaccines can help keep from passing these illnesses on. Vaccine safety is a high priority, and vaccines are constantly monitored for any negative side effects. The most common side effects are fever, fatigue, body aches or redness, swelling, and tenderness where the vaccine was given. Some facilities won't let your child attend unless they are up to date on their vaccinations. Students, military personnel, and residents of rehabilitation or care centers must be vaccinated against diseases that circulate in those close quarters. Healthcare workers and others at risk of catching and spreading preventable diseases need to be vaccinated against them. Vaccinations are required to travel to many places in the world. Some people don't have strong immune systems due to chemotherapy or medications for autoimmune diseases and cannot be given certain vaccines. Keeping you and your family up to date will help protect them. Protecting yourself and your family will help protect others. It's what we should all do to make our communities stronger and safer. Don't get your news from social media. There's a lot of misinformation out there, and dividing us benefits someone, but not us. When I was in my family practice residency all those years ago, I was told something I'll always remember. The biggest things medicine and public health have done historically and worldwide are clean water and vaccinations. Talk to your healthcare provider, and remember to call an elder. They've been waiting for your call. I'm Dr. Arnie Vinio, and this is Health Matters.
There's more to wildland firefighting than putting out fires. We visited with members of the Blackfeet Nation Chief Mountain Hotshots in Montana to learn more about the thousands of years Blackfeet have been using fire in their way of life.
People always ask and question us when we do things. Why are you doing this? And as one of my little smirks as well, we've only been doing this for a few thousand years. Joe Vaughn Fisher, I'm the superintendent for Chief Mountain Hotshots. I've been with the crew for 21 years. I'm also a member of the Browning Fire Department, and I've been with them for the last 23 years. I'm both structure and wildland, and I'm a 12-month-a-year firefighter. Our Blackfeet tribe is 4 different bands, and the Blackfeet Nation here, the Piikani, is the only one that's here in the United States. The other 3 bands are up in Canada. We got the rolling grasslands from central to east, and then we got the beautiful Rocky Mountains in our backyards all the way from the west up to the Canadian border. So we've been using fire as a tool for thousands and thousands of years here. Not only to keep warm, but to also provide us with food. We have some of the buffalo jumps to the south of here along the Two Medicine River. The women and children and other people would line up on each side with buffalo robes and screaming and shouting and flapping. And the horseback riders in the back, the warriors, would come and chase the buffalo and chase them over the buffalo jumps. Well, that's how we'd get our food. And then by chasing them, in order to get, bigger groups, you'd light a wildland fire behind them, and it would chase them up and over the top. Well, then the grass would grow back green, and it would bring them back naturally anyway. Fire's in the blood, it's definitely in the DNA. Part of the ways of life. You gotta have fire.
These are Chief Mountain Hotshots in the Blackfeet Wildland Fire Department. They keep our reservation safe from giant forest fires. And today they're clearing fuels to prevent a forest fire on my property. And also, more importantly, is they're clearing these fuels so our Savage berry trees can grow and they'll get more harvest out of the berries for ceremony. If you go through the forest, you'll find a lot of places where they've thinned fuels out and made slash piles like this here, and just to protect our reservation and our natural resources from burning up. It's a great program for our reservation.
Being a hotshot isn't just about being a hotshot. We do all risks, so anytime there's floods, earthquakes, hurricanes, I done Hurricane Katrina, Rita, and Wilma. We did Katrina with the shot crew, assisting with ice and water and other things. We've done space shuttle recovery of the space shuttle that fell apart years ago. So it's not just about wildland firefighting anymore.
My grandpa on my dad's side and my dad, they did firefighting way back in the day. I think my grandpa told me they got like $1.20 an hour back then. He said back then that was good money. I just totally love this job. I love my crew. I mean, I worry about them. I worry about them when we're at home even, that's how tight we are. So yeah, they are my boys. People always tell me that, which one's your boy? All of them. They're all my boys. Every single one of them.
When I started fighting fire for the hotshots, it was like in 92, 93, 94, I was just a regular firefighter. And then I got moved to a squad boss, a supervisor, from 95 all the way up till 2000 of my accident, year 2000. I think June 23rd of 2000, I got in a car accident that put me in this wheelchair. And this is what I've been doing, mostly administrative, kind of teaching the young guys.
Chief Mountain is a sacred mountain. From the nearest road access, it's about a 6.5 mile round trip. I make sure that we go up as a crew and pray like our ancestors did before us, for a safe season and, for everything to go good. Our people have been doing that for thousands of years. That is a very sacred mountain. There's actually a trail on the backside that you can hike up to the top. Very challenging, very tough. Years ago, our ancestors would fast up there for 4 days without food or water. And they'd pray, and we'd leave offerings. I have been up there once in my lifetime. It's a pretty challenging hike. There's things up there that scare a person. You're afraid to touch things or move a certain thing because those offerings that are left up there are prayed hard upon. And so fasting, 4 days without the food or water is the closest you come to the Creator so He can hear your prayer. And that's why we've chose to fast, is to be closer to the Creator so that He hears us.
The Chief Mountain Hotshots were formed in 1988 and received their Type 1 hotshot status in 1990.
Have hope, even though your life has struggles, there's always hope. Even though you're going to experience change, there's always hope. Hang on to the hope. Hang on to the hope. And what's going to get us through that is Zagiawan. Zagiawan. Zagiawan is love. Zagiawan. Be compassionate. Love each other. Be caring. Not just about each other, but care about the land. Zagiawan is love. If you love the land, you're going to protect it. If you love your family, you're going to protect your family. I love this land. I love that lake. I love the trees. Love. So my for youth, for young people, is to ask an elder. Go to somebody. Maybe not necessarily, it doesn't have to be distant, but somebody, and have them show you that Zagiawan for the land, that love for the land. Have them show you how to catch a fish, how to go wild racing, how to pick medicines, how to go out and when it's 90 degrees out and pick blueberries. You know, have them show you that love that is to the land. And pretty soon you're going to see what I'm talking about. That love is Agiawin for the land. And you're going to stand up. You will stand up when that land is in jeopardy of being harmed. You're going to stand up. You're going to stand up for that love you have with the land.
We call it smudging when we burn sage, and we use it every day. A lot of us will start out our day with it. If you're having like a particularly bad day, you might want to smudge down to, you know, get rid of the bad vibes and kind of, you know, reset yourself. Jimaganish Indigenakaz Maingan Dodem. My name is Sean Carr, and we're gathering sage today that we'll need over the winter and to last us till the next season. We're getting it now because it's in this particular area, it's relatively young and not too much for starting to seed yet. And we don't want to take, you know, the seeds with us because we want more sage, and we don't want to take the roots either. And this area is, you know, still has a crop that's not fully mature. Well, this is, we'll say, harvest time. This is when it's large enough to pick. And when we gather it, we want to put down our sema, and that's tobacco, and we want to give thanks to the plant for being there for us, and thanks to the Creator for the plant also. Well, we either, you know, the ones, we kind of want to avoid the ones with the seeds, but if we have to pick those, we want to strip the seeds off or pop the top off the plant, and we want to leave the root remaining so that, because it's a returning plant, so we want to, you know, we don't want to make it so it doesn't come back or over harvest it. It likes sunnier places. Like we're kind of in an open area here, and you know, where we stopped back down the road there, that was open too, and it seems to like sandier spots. I've never found it like in the deeper woods, so I'm always kind of looking, you know, especially this time of year. It's got a distinctive color. You know, it really stands out if you know what you're looking for. So, you know, those are the things I look for. This is a spot I've been to before, so I knew it was here. I've done it by myself. Sometimes, you know, it's been a thing of opportunity when I've seen some. Today I'm with my friend. We haven't gathered before together, but it's always fun to do these sort of things with friends. I've done it in larger groups. I've done it for work. I find it enjoyable. What I like to do is I'll tie a knot at one end. Make that big enough. Get that around the base. And we like to use red to show the spirits that we're doing things in a good way. So then what I'll do when I get home is I've got the base tied. And then I'll leave this loose for a while and I'll hang it like that. And then when it gets drier, then I'll wrap it around to keep it in a smaller bundle.
If you missed a show or want to catch up online, find us at nativereport.org and follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram for behind-the-scene updates. And drop a comment on social media if you enjoyed the show. Thanks for spending time with your friends and neighbors from across Indian Country. I'm Rita Karppinen. We'll see you next time on Native Report.
Production for Native Report is made possible by grants from the Blandin Foundation, Anishinaabe Fund, and Alexandra Smith Fund, in support of Native American treaty rights, administered through the Duluth Superior Area Community Foundation. The generous support from viewers like Jack and Sharon Kemp, DSGW Architects, personalizing architecture, online at dsgw.com. And viewers like you.